China's building so much infrastructure in Tibet. Tibetan students get preferential treatments when applying for universities. That'd be really funny if people started talking about affirmative action for Tibetans. China's doing woke DEI for Tibetans. They don't let my daughter from Shenzhen go to school. I want to send my daughter Li Hao from Shenzhen to the best possible school. She studied real hard. She applied the Confucianist principles, the values appropriately of meritocracy. And now you got them god-dang Tibetans coming in, taking over government positions. What's next? You're going to put them in the... You're going to put them in the Communist Party of China leadership? My daughter deserves that. These top government jobs are going to Tibetans. Unironically, there are Chinese hogs that say this. I mean, hog principles are universal. God dang Tibetans taking our goddamn jobs. Anti-DEI hog Han Chinese is an incredible character. Yeah. A lot of the affirmative action policies were put in place during the 50s when the CCP was arguably maximally pro-ethnic minority rights. I'm triggered. I'm triggered. I'm triggered. I'm triggered. They got the goddamn affirmative action in China. Hey, yo. You better stop it now. You better stop it. I'm having a conniption. Thinking about the goddamn DEI. No taxes in minority regions are required to be sent to the central government. All of it can be spent locally. Minorities will receive proportional representation in local government. Higher level jurisdictions ask lower level minority areas to put forth extensive efforts to support the country's construction by providing more natural resources, and in exchange gives them infrastructural subsidies such as personnel training, budgetary subventions, and disproportionate public works investments. The Chinese government encourages business to hire minorities and offer no interest loans to businesses operated by minorities. This actually happens. Most Han Chinese think the CCP is beholden to ethnic minorities. You should see what liberal Chinese say about the Uyghurs. They say the government didn't go far enough. They also believe the government lied about the number of casualties in the Urumqi riots. Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen. Now I love Chairman Mao. Peace be upon his name. Lord rest his soul. Okay? That's our founding father right there. As every red-blooded Han Chinese man. Having said that, however, these woke policies, wokeism, what those American dogs call the mind virus, has clearly taken over Xi Jinping. Wokeism is making China less Han. Make China Han again. I don't want to see no goddamn Tibetan serving me my delicious dumplings. Which are a Chinese invention. Anyway. This is very non-stream. This is such a minority in China. Okay, but it's funny. I'm urging you to build a wall around Tibet. Why are they building a dam? I don't want no Tibetan water powering my Chinese infrastructure. I want to build a wall. What they got over there? Mountains like a wall when you think about it. Build a greater wall. A great wall, an even greater one that we have so far in China. This is hilarious. Historical precedents, Phúc Kangan, a Manchu military leader, recommended for an increase of the quota for the Hui people in a civil and military suishi examinations during a 1785 memorial for the governor of Gansu and Shanxi provinces. Li Zhongshan, the Hunan provincial education. Oh my God, bro. They've had DEI and affirmative action in China since 1785. No wonder Americans hate China. Yeah, the Chinese government officially allowed minority parents to have more than one child per family instead of the one demanded for Han people as a part of the former one-child policy. Rena Singer of Knight Ridder newspapers wrote that in practice, many minority families simply have as many children as they want. Singer wrote that the policies are meant to encourage assimilation instead of empowering minority blocks, and the idea is to give minorities just enough power, education, and economic success as you keep them quiet. This is a somber reminder of the same exact thing that the Western media did during the COVID-0 policies that were implemented in China, where they constantly ripped into China while constantly ripping into Donald Trump for having, a perma-COVID policy, but then making fun of China for having COVID-0 policies. Okay. And then when public pressure got to a uncontrollable degree, and they decided to no longer have the COVID-0 policies in China, they had a massive amount of COVID in China. And then the Western media wrote about how stupid they are. Look, lol, you let COVID roam through your streets. It's the same shit. It's like the state is actually not oppressing the minorities in an effort to just give them enough economic opportunity and some semblance of self-governance, so they don't rise up against their Chinese masters. It's like my haters. No matter what I do, they'll find a way to make it seem bad. The affirmative action of the Chinese government has been called into question as of late, especially from ethnic groups of Han Chinese. Unfair policies on Chinese college entrance exams, as well as human rights considered to be favoring the national minority, have been believed to be causing reverse discrimination in the mainland. Yes. Oh my God. Han chauvinism has been becoming more popular in mainland China since the 2000s, the cause of which has been attributed to the discontent towards Chinese affirmative action. Another talking point is that some ethnic minorities can carry some weapons for cultural purposes. The Han hogs get scared of that too. Oh my God, I want to dive deep and investigate the Chinese Han hogs that have like reactionary opinions. That's so amazing. Oh my God. How dare they get their crazy weapons? God dang Uyghur Muslims, they got their weapons, and I can't use anything but a butter knife and chopsticks. There are some minorities in China that are allowed firearms for hunting. Number of Manchu speakers at one point after World War II was just down to 8 total. After a few decades, it was restored to tens of thousands. How come they get to have curved swords, but I don't even get to have a butter knife? That's amazing. Yeah. Now that TikTok's getting banned, I'm actually going to move straight to the source and go to Bilibili. Just the FYI, travel to Tibet is still restricted. Foreigners need a Tibetan travel permit. Foreign journalists aren't permitted. Go to Tibet to get a Tibet permit. I mean, you still also need a visa to go to China. Actually, I don't know. They started doing visa-free travel from South Korea now. So South Koreans have been going crazy. They've been traveling to China like nutty mode because it's close. It's also like relatively close. So many people have been flying into China. Just ask a chatter to send you their parents' WeChat logs. Hogs literally think Trump is communist quota for perceiving his nationalism from a third worldist perspective, wearing red caps, red being associated with the Communist Party, and opposing liberals, with liberalism being associated with capitalism, neoliberalism. Some of them unironically call him Comrade Trump. Okay, you're just making that up now. Are you telling me that there are Chinese hogs that think Donald Trump is a MAGA communist because he wears a red cap? I'm done. I'm done. No, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much internet. That's too much ridiculousness. They need to stop that. That is, oh my God. I'm in a Chinese hog. And yet Trump is his phone background. God, I am fascinated with the ways in which people become hogs, dude. In video diaries uploaded to social media, teachers in Tibetan regions have described days in which, on top of teaching, they must also deliver food to students, show them how to make beds, and tuck them in at night. A teacher at elementary school in Tibet who goes by Miss Chan on social media posted a series of video blogs in 2022. In one, she documented a typical day that started with a morning study session before dawn and ended with her checking on the children before bedtime. Another teacher who identifies himself as Mr. Su on social media says he teaches at elementary and secondary school in Nagari, Tibet. He shot a video while patrolling the dormitories of younger students while on duty in one night in 2023. All of us are basically standing in as their parents, he wrote in one social media post. Videos from Chinese travelers show how difficult it can be for rural schools to meet the needs of their students. In 2021, a traveler who recorded a visit to one school in Garzi, a Tibetan area in Sichuan province, said that the dorms looked nice, but there weren't enough beds. Two children shared a bed and huddled to keep each other warm in the winter, as there was no central heating. Some teachers defended schools ultimately for the good of the children. Others described encountering widespread opposition to the policy. In China, being left-wing is being socialist and socially conservative, while being right-wing is pro-market and socially progressive. I hate that. I'm sure that there is still a distinction, though, in academia, or maybe a lot of the academics are pro-market. You can cheese the visa free by getting transit visas. You can go via Hong Kong and then transit visa, then back to Hong Kong if you need to extend it. British man who is a Chinese citizen married to a Chinese woman who is a hog, hates woke, hates Dems, loves China, and has a ton of videos where he rips on America. Yeah, I know. I don't like this guy because, like, at first I watched his videos and I thought it was cool, but then he just, like, he's so gross about homeless people in America. Like, he literally is just like, it's like, yeah, look at all these zombies on the streets of America. This guy's obviously a propaganda machine. Yeah. Like, as a person who is not immediately like, I hate the Chinese Communist Party, their government is poison, it's a parasitic force, it must be eradicated. I'm not like the average American in that regard. I think that, you know, China does a lot of really solid policies that I wish we implemented here in the United States of America, and also a lot of regular big government shit that is completely unacceptable. Having said that, you know, this is the exact type of guy who I should love. You know what I mean? Because he's like so pro-China, showing all the good sides of China when there is an endless faucet of misinformation and hatred being presented in mainstream outlets. And yet, because he's just so aggressively talking about homeless people as though like they're filth that must be destroyed, it frustrates me. It frustrates me. It makes me, you know, it makes me question his videos.